Hi everyone, my name is Sima. Welcome back to my channel. This week we're going to be doing a quick little Queer Eye update. If you've no idea what I'm talking about, there is a whole playlist that I will be inserting somewhere above that will explain this whole series to you in depth, and you can also follow along on my previous updates. But basically the TLDR is I've been going on this 1-year-long fitness journey. It's been around 6 months so far, which is kind of crazy, but every month I've been doing updates on how I'm doing and trying to just like self-improve in all of the different ways the Queer Eye guys try to help others self-improve. So today is March 2nd, which means it's exactly 1 month since my last update. My last one was on February 2nd. That just worked out really nicely in terms of scheduling. I think just because February is a shorter month, the dates just happen to align really, really well, which doesn't always happen. I think like my next one's probably gonna be a couple days late, probably, just because of the way my upload schedule lines up with when I film these. Overall, I'd say even though February was like a shorter month and I was kind of worried about that, I was just worried I'd have less time to do things, and I was right in that capacity, but it was still like a really, really good month. Like I feel very good about February. So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump right in. Let's just start with Bobby. So, you know, house stuff. How's my living space? How's my environment? I know last month I said I wanted to do more cleaning. I did do that. I finally tidied up like some of the shoes by the front door. I did some tidying here and there. There's still stuff I want to tidy, but generally my living space is looking really good. I vacuumed yesterday, I Swiffered yesterday. I've been Swiffering pretty regularly, which has been good. I've been vacuuming less regularly, but I do want to up that just because Luna sheds so much that the more vacuum I can do, the better. Like if I had like the mental stability to like vacuum every other day, I would do that, but I really, really don't. But even doing it once a week, I think would do wonders for my living space. The big thing is the famed Unis Honest poster is finally here. I've been waiting for it since I ordered it in like mid-November. I'm very excited. I haven't actually opened it, so maybe we can do that on this video, but here's my Unis Honest poster. I was keeping it in the tube just because I don't have a frame for it yet and I don't want to damage it, but might as well take it out and see what it looks like, right? Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, this is like, it's gonna, like the light from my ring light is gonna reflect off it really bad. I know it is, but oh, this is really nice. Oh, I love this. This is really cool. Yeah, that's really neat and shiny. I'm gonna stick it back in the tube for now. The rest of my Unis Honest merch is also obviously here. I'm wearing the final drop with the numbers on the arms. Very good. I'm very excited. It took a while to get here, but I'm really happy it got here. And honestly, I kind of appreciate that there was like a gap between when I ordered and when I got it, because I feel like if I had got it right after I'd ordered, I would have like not been able to enjoy it because I would have been filled with regret on how much money I spent on this stuff, because I kind of like, I ordered stuff at a very absurd hour and my impulse control was like none. I spent way too much money, like a disgusting amount of money on this stuff. So, cause I just bought like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think I bought like 7 things from the store. And that was me holding back. That was me putting stuff back and like taking it out of my cart. Yeah, this is going way off topic, but the point is I'm kind of glad there was a gap for me to like forget about how much money I spent, and then when stuff came I could just be excited about it. And like honestly I don't regret it anymore because this stuff's like never coming back. Unis Honest was such a like snapshot of time, and I feel like almost like a snapshot of 2020 in a way. Yeah, I'm not mad about it anymore. So I'm not mad at myself. I'm just very happy to have this stuff. I know like some of the stuff's like kind of repetitive, like the hoodies also say Unis Honest on the chest and they have like different like patterns and designs, but like the gist is the same. But I don't know, I'm just happy to have it. So that's off topic, but yeah, the poster's here. I do want to get a frame for it. The thing is, it's like a 13 by 19 inch poster, I think, and it's kind of, I've been struggling to find like frames that are that size that are not like $60, which is like a stupid amount of money to like purchase a frame for. I mean, I'd rather not get it off Amazon, which is the only place I found one that's like reasonably priced. So I might just wait until like Toronto's off lockdown and see if I can just go to like some stores and like Winners or something and see what they've got. Very excited that's here. On the sheets front, I've been keeping up on changing my sheets every week, making my bed, not every day, but you know, pretty regularly. It's been going good. Very stoked on that. I know I mentioned last month that my TV was like possessed. My brother, bless him, little tech genius that he is, he fixed that for me. His assumption was that probably something with humidity in the air was maybe messing with the circuits and making it seem like the buttons were being pressed when they weren't. So his solution was he ordered me a new remote because the remote for that TV was broken. So he got me a universal remote, and then he disconnected the like actual buttons from the TV. So the buttons on the TV don't work anymore because he cut the like wires for that. So now I can only use the remote to change the TV, which is fine with me. And so now I can use my TV. It's been great. It's been going very good. Yeah, so I think really the one thing I really want to do is I want to scrub up my walls a bit. There's like just like marks that Luna's left, or like her paws have been dirty and she's like jumped up or something and hit the wall. Like I just kind of want to scrub it, like a couple patches on the walls that just seem kind of dirty. I think that's one of the things I want to do going forward this month, and also just like, yeah, just address some more of the clutter. But I think I've gotten way better about the living space being good, and like my couch having like room for like more than one person to sit on it, and just like not dumping stuff on the floor, you know, like, and just like trying to keep the space as open and as like usable as possible. So that's been going great. If we go to Antoni, I don't know how much I'm gonna have to say on this. I have still been on my liquid diet thing that's ongoing. Again, for people who haven't watched the previous video, this is all medically supervised. Please do not like embark on a month-long liquid diet without like a medical professional's supervision. It's not going to be good for you. It will mess with your body really bad. Don't do it. Don't recommend that. But for me, it's been going really well, honestly. Like I am kind of like, I almost feel like I'm really weird. Like my big issues, I'm very good at having like a really strong willpower, but if one thing like fractures it, it fucking like, it goes. Like if I, look, the way stuff has been in the past, if I'm like, I'm cutting this out of my like diet, for example, I'll be really good on it for like 5 months straight. And then I'll like be at like a party and someone will be like, oh, just have like a spoon of this thing that you cut out. And I'll be like, yeah, it's a spoon, whatever, it's fine. But if I break that wall, it fucking shatters. Like I cannot go back. And so that's what I've been really trying to work on with this is like, I've been doing like every week we have like these weekly meetings and like everyone talks about how they're doing with the shakes. And everyone's always like, oh, I miss real food. Look, I miss real food too. But like, they're always like, looking for like variety. How do I spice up the shakes? Like what can I mix into them to make them like not the same thing every day? Cause like you can, like I think you're allowed to mix in like extracts and stuff. And like I got a couple extracts and I got like the sugar-free cinnamon dolce syrup from Starbucks, which we're also allowed to use. And like I haven't actually been reaching for them all that much because I don't know, I'm not very much like I'm kind of sick of them, but not enough to be like, I'm gonna start thinking up like recipes. I'm just kind of like, I'm fine to keep drinking like these 2 flavors of shakes every day for the next 6 weeks. So I'm like, so my willpower is like very weird in that way. Like my motivation's all kind of all over the place, but it's been really good. Like because I am not like sitting around being like, I am so bored of this vanilla tasting shake every day. It's been honestly fine. Like I don't feel hungry at all. My energy has been really up considering like the fact that my calories have been like highly reduced. My energy has been really up. I think it's because they're nutritionally complete. And according to some of my lab results, I was vitamin deficient in some ways. So I think maybe just even having that has been helping, like maybe not in the calorie department, but just in like the making sure you're having nutritionally complete meals. That's been helpful. I've actually been having some solid foods. Like I said, I can have some veggies. So the ones that really stand out are, I made there's a Persian salad. It's called Shirazi salad, but like my family just calls it like salad gojakhiyar, which translates to cucumber tomato salad. And the salad is literally just like cucumber, tomato, onion, salt, pepper, lemon juice. Those are the components of the salad. It's very easy to make. And so I've been making that, but I've just been taking out the tomatoes because you can't actually have tomatoes on this. I think they just have too much sugar. So I've been making that and kind of like semi-honoring, semi-blaspheming my ancestors in a way. I made some Brussels sprouts the other day. I couldn't like put any oil on them, so I couldn't really crisp them up all that much, but I made some Brussels sprouts and I put a little bit of soy sauce on them. We can have soy sauce in moderation. And so those were fine. They're pretty good. I've just been snacking on a lot of like sugar snaps peas and snow peas. So that's been nice. So it's not like I'm like forgetting how to chew my food or anything. Like I'm still trying to like physically eat stuff. So like my body like remembers how to digest things, even if it is vegetables and that's like mostly like cellulose or whatever. And it just like goes through your system. But like, you know, like I'm still trying to like, you know, I can't just be like liquid diet forever because then like when I start to transition back, it's gonna be like strange to go from like only liquids to suddenly like introducing some solids. Even if like as slow as it's still gonna be like weird. If I feel like if I don't have any solids at all, like at least just mentally, it's gonna be strange. Like what if I forget how to chew? Like what if I bite off my tongue like on purpose or something? Like, you know, like weird shit like that is like occurring to me. I still have watermelon radish from the farm share last month that I'm very excited to try. I've been Googling ways to eat it that don't involve like mixing it in with like other stuff that like I can't have, or like cooking it in a way that I can't have, like with like a certain sauce or a certain like ingredient or like oil or something. But one of the like Google has said pretty frequently that I can just just slice them and then like sprinkle them with like salt and eat them like that. So I might try that because that sounds really good. So excited for that. Excited to have some watermelon radish. Oh, there was one little break that I did have. I think this was a good thing for me to do, just to see that I could do it and then not like break and completely like ditch the liquid diet altogether. But one of my roommates upstairs, she made dumplings. So one of my other roommates, she is like in the States and she's gonna be in the States for a couple months now. So for her last night at our house, one of my other roommates made dumplings and I only had one of the dumplings. I had some of the dumpling filling because that was like mostly stuff I was allowed to have. There's a couple things that like I wasn't allowed to have. There's like tofu and there's like chili crust that has like a couple ingredients that I don't think I'm supposed to be having, but the rest was all veggie based. So I had a couple spoons of just the dumpling filling and like one actual dumpling, and then I cut myself off and it was totally fine. Like I thought I was gonna be like really stressed out about it, or it was gonna like snap my brain and I'd be like, all right, I have to go have like a cheeseburger now, but it was totally fine. It was like, oh, I had this, it was good, and then I like moved on with my life. So that was like a nice test of my willpower, and it was also like a kind of like a nice little pop of variety, a little like, ooh, a dumpling in my day. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be on this like for one more month. So I think next month's update is also gonna be like equally bland on the like what am I making front. So I have 6 more weeks. This is week 6. Week 6 wraps up tomorrow. So I have 6 more weeks, and then we slowly start to transition back to like meals. So next month I think probably gonna be pretty boring too, like the March one, but the April one should start to be interesting again. The other things I actually want to focus on, I definitely need to hydrate more. Like I think I'm hydrating more than I used to, but I still am like not getting enough water. Like me getting 8 cups of fluid a day is like a struggle. So like really just if I could like I'm not even trying to aim for like what they want me to aim for, which is like I think like 12 or 14 or something. I just like even if I can just like consistently hit 10, I think would be really good. So maybe I'll set that as a goal. Try to consistently hit like not even water, but just like 10 cups of fluid, because that's like that's what they're saying. They don't necessarily care if breakfast water, like the shake mix counts, soda counts. I've been having LaCroix like crazy, that counts. Like just like stuff that's like no calorie fluids all count. I think broth counts, which does have a couple calories, but not that much. But I tried drinking broth like straight and I don't like it, mostly because we're only allowed to have like the low sodium ones. I just like, I don't know if I'm just having bad broths, but I don't like, bone broth might be good actually, because I know people just drink that, so maybe I'll get some of that. But yeah, anyways, I'm going way off topic. But yeah, this has been interesting. I feel like it's given me like a newfound like appreciation for food, and also for like just like the basic components of food. Like I used to be like, whenever I was on a diet, I'd be eating healthy, so I'd be like sitting around dreaming about having like a cheeseburger with like, you know, fat dripping off it. And now I'm just like sitting around like, I would love to grill like a chicken breast and have it with like, you know, like a slice of like whole grain toast. You know, like it's like weird, like very basic stuff like that. I'm like, can't wait for this. So, or like eggs. I'm like, I really want to just make scrambled eggs. So I don't know, it's been giving me like a weird appreciation for food. So I'm very excited to be able to return to food, but it's not gonna be for a while. So that's that. I keep saying these are not gonna be long and then I just ramble and then the whole segment gets longer. Sorry. Let's move on to our good friend Tan. So like fashion. I have been doing great on wearing pants. I'm again one of those people that religiously wear shorts during the winter, and then people get mad at me and go, you're crazy, we live in Canada, it's really cold outside. And I go, I don't care. But I've been wearing pants. It's been good. I'm actually wearing all black today, and I know one of the things I said when I started this project was I don't want to wear as much black, because I was like, I feel like I was wearing black as like a shield, where I was like, I feel uncomfortable with how I look. I feel uncomfortable with my body. I've been told by like my mom that like wear black all the time because it makes you look skinnier. And so I feel like I was using the color black as like a shield to like put together outfits and just be like, well, it doesn't look good, but at least it's black. And so it'll slim me down, and it's clearly like what matters here, right? And not like, you know, just looking good, like feeling good in your outfit. But today I'm wearing this black hoodie, like the Unis Honest hoodie, like I said, and I'm wearing black leggings. And when I went outside, I was wearing black, like Doc Martens, and my headband is also black. And the thing I'm noticing is, as I said before, I generally do like wearing the color black. I think black is a very nice color. I like that most of my wardrobe is black. I just don't like the reasoning behind a lot of my choices to wear black. And so something like today, where I like deliberately made the choice to wear black, has been really nice, because it was like coming from a place of like, I just want to wear black because wearing black makes me feel powerful, not I want to wear black because wearing black makes me look skinny, which is a stupid rationale. Wearing black because, you know, sometimes you just fucking wear all black and you feel like a baddie, you know, like, and that was kind of like my rationale here. Yeah, feeling very good about that too. Just like wearing it as a choice and not as a default because I'm worried that nothing else is gonna look good on me. And also just like all throughout this month, I've been reaching for color a lot more. I've been wearing like the tie-dye hoodie that's probably been in like 2 of my videos now, like wearing like yellow, just putting on colors and like trying to mix and match different colors, and just like brightening up my wardrobe a little bit has been very fun. This is like a pretty weird thing, but so because my like physical size has fluctuated quite a bit, I spent most of like last year after we got sent home like not wearing bras, because I feel like most people were not wearing bras. Like people who wear bras usually were not wearing bras because you're just at home, right? Like I know a lot of people just find bras uncomfortable, so they weren't wearing them. And for me, it's like I don't actually find bras uncomfortable. I like wearing bras, but most of my bras had gotten too small, and it had been like hard for me to go to the store to get new ones because I didn't want to order them online because that's like hell, and going to the store obviously was like, this is not a priority, there's a pandemic. So I just like stopped wearing bras, because most of my bras, like they, like I could still wear them, and like, and I would wear them when I had to go places, but they were not functioning in a way that like I felt comfortable just putting them on all the time the way I usually do, because I usually actually feel more comfortable wearing bras. But they would like really dig in, and so if I wore them for more than a couple hours, they would really like dig into my chest and my back and like leave like really like marks really, and sometimes like it was just bad. It was just not good. But what I noticed this month is just being on this liquid meal plan thing, I've definitely like slimmed down quite a bit. Like I feel like lighter. I feel like my like hoodies are baggier. I've been wearing bras again, and they don't like hurt anymore. Like they feel like they're actually like the right size for me. Like they like it feels like I've gone back to like my old bra size, which has been nice, because again I like wearing bras, so being able to wear them and not feel like I'm in pain has been awesome. It's not really like I guess it's not really like a fashion update, but it is like a wardrobe update, I guess, in a way. So I don't know. Is that too much information? Do you guys care about what's going on with my bras? I don't know, but I just wanted to share that with you guys because it was like exciting for me, because they are really good bras, and I like that I can wear them again, because it's not like they were like worn out or anything. It was just like they were literally just uncomfortable. Oh, I also got new glasses. There's a whole video where I unbox them, put them on, get excited about them, talk about them. I'll insert that somewhere up here, but yeah, I got new glasses. That was very cool. I definitely think also like a fashion choice. Like the blue ones are definitely a choice for me. The black ones are not that different from the old ones I had, but they're just nice. I think they're kind of fun. And the sunglasses are a choice, and I'm very excited to put those on, especially like once it starts getting warmer out and people are just going outside more, and like we're doing like socially distanced meets with our friends in the park where we sit 6 feet apart from each other. Like I would like to wear sunglasses for that. So very excited for that. And I'm also just excited that the weather's warming up, and I find fall very nice because it's like fall and winter, because it's like sweater weather is like the default. But I want to get more comfortable putting together like cute outfits for like spring and summer and just like warm weather. So yeah, very excited for the opportunities that the weather warming up is gonna bring me. Okay, let's move on to Jonathan Van Ness, our grooming guru. So the one big thing that I did on the grooming front is I got, you know, the sprays I showed like in my video last month, the blue and the pink ones. I remember I said in that video that I didn't need both, and that like, getting both was me like letting my impulse control away from me. You know what, I'm glad I got both, because if I had only had one, I would not have had enough like spray for my hair. Like I went with it pretty much through like 2 entire bottles just to get like parts of my hair done. So that was very fun. Again, there's a video, we'll insert it, but that was like a really fun adventure for me. Again, I don't do anything to my hair. I've never dyed it anything. It's been this hair shape pretty much like for as long as I have had control over what happens to my hair. So probably since I was like, I want to say like 11, 12 years old. Like when I was old enough to like actively protest if my mom was taking me for a haircut that I didn't want. My hair has been just like, it's just long. So I haven't really done stuff with my hair. And so even just that step of putting like temporary like spray and dye into my hair was like very fun. And it was like, I was really stressed out that it was reassuring that I knew I could wash it out whenever I wanted to. And it did wash out pretty easily. Like it made my shower scene look like I had blue and pink all over my hands, and like my shower was all blue and pink, but it was all water based, so it like washed away pretty easily. But it was nice knowing that I could just wash it out of my hair and it would be fine. And it was just nice to see how I would look with that kind of hair, and I realized I really do like it. Like it kind of like made me feel less stressed out about the potentially dyeing, like actually dyeing my hair. Especially the blue, like I really liked how the blue looked, and I think the thing I have in the back of my head is like a potential, like if I dye my hair, this is what I would want to do. I think that would actually look really, really good. So very excited that I just like did that hurdle. It seems like a small hurdle, but for me it was like a big hurdle. And I do want to get more of those sprays. Like I know they're kind of expensive. I should probably try to get them when they're on sale, but they just worked out really nicely and they were just very fun. So I kind of want to get a couple more colors to try just to, you know, just have fun with it. You know, it was fun. It was really fun. Like I said, I've been taking care of my hair really well. I haven't had my hair like matte together in like, I want to say like a good couple months now, like at least 2 months. Like because like I said, I used to like put it up in buns and just like leave it there for like days, or like not shower and not brush it out for like way too long, and then it would like clump together, and it was like, and then brushing it out was like hell. But now it's been like pretty good. Like when I have to brush it out to shower, it's always been like, you know, not too arduous a process. And my hair has just been feeling very good, very healthy. It's kind of like floppy today because I used a different conditioner that I've been using since before I went curly girl method. And I don't think that's a conditioner that's particularly like good for the curly girl method. It's not like bad, like it doesn't have any of like the ingredients you want to avoid, but it's just like not made for curly hair. And so it just like didn't really do as much as I would have liked it to do in my hair, but I just want to finish it up so I can put in an empties video and then get rid of it. So I'm trying to like speed run that conditioner, but otherwise hair has been great. Showers have been good. They've pretty frequent. Teeth brushing has been very consistent, if not as regular as I'd like. I would still like to up how often I do it, but I've at least been consistent on doing it on the schedule that I have. I would just like to increase the frequency so that it's more often. That would make my dentist happy, I think. And yeah, I've just been doing different hairstyles. Again, I've been trying like to like replicate Princess Leia's hairstyles, which has been very hard, but kind of fun, just in terms of it just being different. Even if it doesn't come out like exactly how I'd like, it's just like, oh, I did something new today, so it's been kind of fun. And the one thing is my eyebrows are still getting on my nerves. Like I think it's literally been over a year since I got my eyebrows done, because I got them done like February, I think, of 2020. So yeah, 2020. So it's been like forever, and there's like only so much I can do at home, guys. Like you guys have seen my eyebrow video. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I've cleaned out in the middle, cleaned out like under here as much as I can, but it just grows so fast. I just need like a professional to really like just give me like the lines, you know, like the angles. I just want the angles, and I just miss the angles. I know there are better reasons to need the vaccine, but I just need the vaccine because I need to go get my eyebrows done. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my god, they are taking over your face. Which is like fine if you were into that look, but it's just not the look for me. Like it's not, I want the angles, you know? Let's just talk about Karamo next, and that's again gonna be the longest bulk of this video. It's going to be my mental health stuff and my like culture stuff, and just like growing as a person, and like letting your spirit roam free, and just like, you know, hobbies, and just like being like a well-rounded person, I would say. Obviously this was February, so I had less time to do stuff, which kind of sucked. But I actually think, considering that it was a shorter month, I got more done than I expected I'd get done. Oh, also I had another blood test because, again, on this diet, because you're so closely monitored by like medical professionals, you have to get a blood test every month. And my most recent blood test, my HA1C, which is basically a measure of your average blood sugar over the course of the past 3 months. There's a scientific explanation, you can look it up, but the TLDR is that basically because your red blood cells, I think, regenerate every 3 months, your HA1C is a good snapshot of what your blood sugar has looked like over the past 3 months, is my understanding of it. There's more technical stuff that you can look into if you're a science nerd like me, but that's basically it. And my HA1C has gone down 0.2 points, I think, which is really good because I was like borderline. I was like in the pre-diabetic range, and it has taken me out of the pre-diabetic range. Now I'm in the at-risk range, but I'm very close to being in the normal range. I think if I go down another like 0.2 or 0.3, I will have normal HA1C, which is very exciting for me as someone who has PCOS and is insulin resistant and has all this other bullshit going on. That's like really good news. I had therapy once in February, It was like mid-February, like February 12th, I think. And that was very good. She was just telling me like, I don't know, we talked about a lot about like living in the present and kind of trying to separate, like, it's very hard for me as a person who spends a lot of time on the internet to separate like my work life from my personal life. Like I feel like it like intermingles a lot. Like I feel like I'm never truly like offline from like my job, because my job, so much of it is involved in social media, and so much of my free time is also on social media. So we just started talking about like steps I can take to like make it less automatic, that like I open the computer, I log on, even if I'm not working, I check our like website homepage, I check like social media, I go on like our website's Facebook page and like check all that stuff and like start reading comments and like just doing stuff that's like not productive for like giving me like a really good work-life balance, letting me like de-stress. Like I feel like very burnt out, but it's just because I feel like I never like can really like disconnect from my job. I kind of want to be one of those people that like deletes Slack off my phone when I'm not working, like on weekends or when I'm on vacation, but it's like that's like a lot, you know? So I don't know. We just talked about that kind of stuff. The one thing is, because of some changes to how my benefits work, I cannot go see Sarah as often anymore. So I don't know when I'm gonna see her next. I think it's either like end of March, but potentially at some point in April. But it's gonna be another, like, I think after that one, it's gonna be another like 2-month gap, which sucks. So I'm hoping that without seeing her as often, I don't like backslide or anything, but we'll see. I hope it's gonna be good. If it gets really bad, I guess I'm gonna have to like consider like just like funding it all myself, but that's a lot of money. So we're gonna see what happens. I don't know yet. And I mentioned last month that there was stuff going on at work. It was kind of confusing. It was mostly out of my control. That stuff has mostly started to settle. It's all still out of my control, but it's like, it seems like it's kind of settled down now. Our workflows have all gotten back to normal, so my stress on that front has definitely gone down, because I was really worried it was gonna be like a huge transition and things were gonna be very like confusing. But like my day-to-day is pretty much the same. A couple things are just like still being tweaked, but it's been fine. I'm mostly excited that like it's like done now. Like the big bulk of it is over. So we can kind of just return to not having it like looming over our heads, and things can go back to normal, which is nice. Again, stress off my shoulders, gives me more time to focus on me. The other thing about work I'm very excited about is I've started working on like some like not personal projects, but like projects that are like my projects and things that I am like spearheading. And it's like really stressful, because it's like one of those things where it's like you have the, you know, the mortifying ordeal of being known. It's like every time I work on something that's like my thing, like my idea, I'm always like, oh my god, I have to like then show this to another person who's gonna like judge it and tell me if it's like sucks or not, which is like, yeah, that's how like anything works. You have to like do stuff and then show it to people. But it's so humiliating. Like the idea of just like writing things like stresses me out. Like I don't know why it stresses me out so much. The idea that somebody is gonna be like looking at like stuff I've written and like I do that like when I write articles. That's what I do. I write articles and then people look at it, but it's like that's almost not like yeah, I'm the one, like I'm the medium to deliver the information to people, but it's not like my ideas. Whereas like this is like my idea, and so it's like I feel like it's so dumb, but I feel like I'm bearing my soul. It's like very cringe. It's like, oh my, like having creative endeavors is so cringy. It's not, but it just feels that way to me. Like it makes me like just thinking about it makes my face so hot. Like, oh, I have to like now present this to somebody and see if they think it's a good idea. Like, oh, I don't know, it stresses me out. But I'm very excited to have like project, like if it does like go ahead, I will have a project that's like my project, that's like my stamp on something, and that feels really good. Like I remember when I worked for this school newspaper at my university, one of the last things I did as editor before I left was I changed the name of our art section to the arts and culture section, just because I thought it was more reflective of what the section was and what the section could be, and I just wanted to like open the boundaries a little bit to expand what people could put in that section. And that was like just like one of like my mandate things that I really wanted to do, and I did it. And so like now, like 4 years later, that's still the name of the section of the newspaper. And it's like, it's nice to have tangible effects on stuff, you know, like tangibly be like, I left my mark on the world in some way. As small as that, as small as changing the section name of a school newspaper. I still look back on that very fondly. Or like one of my first, like I think if I wrote that story again, I would rewrite it just to make it look better in terms of like the writing. I think the writing could have been a lot better. It's not as tight as I would have liked. But the actual contents of this, one of the first just long form pieces I ever wrote for my job was an article about queerbaiting, and that was like an article that I'm like to this day, even though I think if I would rewrite it better. I am still so proud of the contents of that article, because I know it is so frequently referenced online in discussions about like representation in television and queerbaiting and stuff like that. Like I see it, people sharing it, and it's like, huh, okay, this is kind of interesting. It's just nice to like know that you like the work you do has impact. And I know this definitely is like probably like something that like people that do like really tough investigative work like every day probably feel way more often, because like their work has so much impact all the time. But I have like little moments like that I'm like, okay, yeah, it's really embarrassing to produce content and then have other people look at it, but sometimes it's good. Like sometimes the stuff you put into the world is like awesome and it makes the world a better place. On the workout front, I've done a couple workouts. I know I said I was like the program wanted me to aim for 3 a week. That did not happen, but I did do a few, which is more than I did last month, which was great. The other thing is I've been more like, not necessarily like having strict workouts, but I've been like more physically active this month. Like again, I just feel like lighter, not just like physically, but also like emotionally, like spiritually. I just feel like a bit lighter. And so I've been like dancing a lot. just like nothing like good. It's just like you know, just like you're silly like around the house dancing. I've been putting on music and singing along and dancing and performing. I'm pretending I'm performing in front of a crowd and like just like doing silly stuff like that. It gets on Luna's nerves because she thinks I'm about to play with her, but instead I'm just like dancing. But sometimes I dance with her if she wants me to. But that's been really fun. You know, just like it's been lifting my spirits a little bit, and it's also been lifting my heart rate, which is according to my Fitbit a good thing. That's been very fun. I've been trying to use the planner I got last month. I've been pretty okay with it. I'm really good at tracking some things in that, but I've been not really good at being like, oh, I'm gonna do this on this day, and then actually following through. Like I'll mark down like, oh, I'm gonna read today, like on a Thursday for like next week, and then it'll be Thursday and I will not check the planner, and then I will not read on that day, or I'll do it later and then I don't do it later because I'm like sleepy, I don't want to go to bed. So I've been writing in the planner, but I want to actually get better at following what I assigned to myself in the planner. On the hobbies front, it's been like a mixed bag. It's been good in a lot of ways. So I didn't do any drawing. I haven't played any guitar. The thing with guitars, I would have to like trim my nails, and I did that once before and then I didn't play the guitar. So now I'm like, what if I just trim them and then I still don't pick up the guitar? But I should just do it anyways, right? You know, like I have a guitar, I should use it. I haven't done drawing any, but I did do reading. I finally started reading Empire of Sand. I'm not that far into it yet. I've only read a couple chapters, but so far I'm very intrigued. The characters also sound, at least based off the names, they sound like brown people, which, you know, always very nice. I don't think I've ever read fantasy that has not been primarily about white people, which tells you a lot about like I need to expand what I'm reading. But as I just haven't read in such a long time that I think when I was an avid reader, it was like I was pretty limited by stuff that was like in school libraries, and that stuff's pretty limited. It's like mostly like what's really popular, what's on the curriculum. Now as an adult, I have options, and I can go out of my way to find stuff that is like, you know, not just about white people, and read diverse stories. So this has already been really good. It's a fantasy book, and if I really do like it, so I think I'm gonna, once I finish it, get the next one. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna try to finish that. But I did start reading that book. It's been very good. I also, because the TV was fixed, I finally started playing video games, and boy did I play my fucking video games, which is great. I feel so vindicated that that is a thing I can do now when I have free time. I did a playthrough of Detroit Become Human, a game that I've been wanting to play in full for like 3 years. But now I finally have the PlayStation and I have the game. Thank you, bro, for getting me the game for Christmas. But I did my first playthrough, which was very fun. I got everybody out of it alive, even though I didn't. I blatantly ignored the game's repeated pushes to make Marcus a deviant. Your girl didn't do that. She kept a machine. I didn't even get the option. Like when the time came, they were like, girl, you were not empathetic enough. You cannot deviate. But I kept everybody alive except for Hank. Connor killed Hank. I'm sorry, Hank. But that's been really fun. I played my first playthrough, and now I'm playing another playthrough, because my first playthrough was like Pacifist Marcus, Machine Connor, Kara, Luther, Alice get across the border to Canada. I think my second playthrough is probably going to be Violent Marcus, Machine Connor, Kara, Alice, and Luther try to cross the river, which I've heard. So it's gonna be kind of, I think, depressing for everybody. And I think my third playthrough, because I want to do 3 full playthroughs, and then maybe I'll try to complete like the flowcharts, but maybe I'll just like stop there. I don't know. My third playthrough, I think I'm gonna do Deviant Connor, Pacifist Marcus. And then maybe I'll send Kara, Alice, and Luther to the camps, because I know in that one, there's still a way you can get all 3 of them out of there alive. And yeah, so maybe I'll try that. And that'll be my third one. That'll be like my good, like feel good final playthrough, where I finally get Hank and Connor to like each other. So that's that. I've also been playing the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 game, which was really stressful at first, because my brother kept trying to pressure me to play the game, but he wouldn't like let me learn how to play it. He just wanted me to speedrun the plot elements, but I didn't know the controls. But now I've gotten better at the controls. So I've been playing that, and that's been very fun. The swinging is very fun. It makes me very like angry though, because it's like not fair. I think that like I can't actually do that. Like I can't actually like fly around and swing my ability. Like superpower movies make me so envious. This is why I'm not here for superpower movies where the characters don't actually have superpowers. Like I'm sorry, like I don't think Black Widow is a superhero. Sorry, like that's that controversial. I don't think Iron Man is a superhero. If it is something where you can just make it, like if the superpower at play is this is a device that a human person made and then strapped to themselves, and that everybody who has that strapped to them can like do that. It's not a superhero. It's not a superpower. You know, it's just not. I watch superhero movies to be like envious that I can't shoot magic out of my fingers or fly or like do crazy shit like that, you know? And you don't tell me Tony Stark's superpower is his brain, because like there are smart people like alive currently. Like, you know, like being smart is not a superpower. It's cool. It's a power. It is cool. It's not a superpower. There's nothing super about being smart. Lots of people are smart. That doesn't make them superheroes. Anyways, that's a whole other discussion. But Spider-Man game has been very fun. Having a great time there. Yeah, so I've been reading Empire of Sand. I also have been reading a shit ton of fan fiction. Like I think like reading some last month like started this bug, and now I've been like reading it even more. Yeah, I've been reading so much fan fiction. I feel like the more I get comfortable with myself, the more I regress back to like middle school me, who was simultaneously having the time of her life and like actively in hell at all times. So we'll see how that goes. In terms of the social front, I've been doing great. I would like to, we finished the Star Wars trilogy with my roommates, and one of them is gone now, which is sad, but I should probably like initiate another like Star Wars night, movie night with them, with the ones who are still here. And we can probably start the prequels now, which I'm very excited about. So I probably should reach out to them about watching the prequels and socializing with them more because yeah, I want to do more of that. I also set up a weekly video game night with my good friend Rebecca. Hi Becca, if you're watching this, which I hope you are. Yeah, we've been doing that every Saturday night, which has been really, really fun. It's just been nice to like catch up with her, but then it also like gets us both playing the same game. We can comment on each other about like what we're doing and like what we're struggling with. She's way better at video games than I am, so she helps me sometimes when I get stuck. Like there's like an element of the game where you're always trying to like find like all these different backpacks that Peter Parker has hidden around the city of New York, and I'm really bad at finding some of them. Like the ones that are like obviously like on a building I can kind of find, but sometimes you'll be like in a park and you'll be the map will tell you you're on the backpack, and I'm like, I can hear the backpack beeping, but I cannot see it for the life of me. And she'll be like, oh, check under the park, because some of the parks are like on top of like overpasses, so there's like a tunnel under it, and I'll like have to like swing around and go under, and then I'm like, oh, you're right. So I literally was like, I have to go under to go back to where I was to find the backpack that's like hidden in a corner somewhere. Again, my weekly Elaine task and TV sessions have been awesome. Like they keep me super productive. They keep me super like Mondays are my most productive day of the week because I have those phone calls like kick me into gear. And then we get to watch TV after. It's very fun. We're almost on Supernatural season 1, which I'm very excited about because it's a good thing. Season 2 is just so good. I'm so excited to get to season 2 because shit really pops off in season 2. We're almost in season 1. I'm very excited. We watched Provenance this week, which like Sarah Blake queen shit, frankly. And she's showing me Community. I think we're on season 2 now. We definitely are. We finished season 1. We're at some point in season 2. The one we watched this week, I don't remember the first one, but the second one, it's the one where they all become zombies. It was really fun. I had a great time. The music's all ABBA. I love Community. It's such a good show. I would die for Community. So those have been great highlights. Socializing is good. Like talking to your friends is good. Like having friends is good. I love my friends. I also have been making some like beloved mutuals on tumblr.com because I've been making more posts. And I've been attracting everybody to my Tumblr page. My Tumblr page is such a shit show now though, because it's like this weird hell mix of like the band Waterparks, the game Detroit Become Human, and the TV show Supernatural. And I'm just like simultaneously having feelings about all 3 of these things at once. And so I have like a bunch of mutuals in each of these fandoms who probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about 2/3 of the time. They're all great. Beloved mutuals, thank you for your constant support. Oh, and the other social thing that's been really nice is my brother has started coming over to watch WandaVision with me every Friday. Like he waits to watch it with me, which is really, really sweet. And so we've been watching WandaVision together. The last episode of that airs this week on Friday. And then I think there's a 2-week break, and then I think they're starting Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I think he's probably gonna come back for that too, which it's just been nice to have like to see him more often. Like we just sit and watch it like with masks on and try to keep our distance. Even though he's technically in my bubble, I'm very like paranoid, so we still keep our masks on. But it's been really nice to just like watch TV with him and just chat and like catch up every week. Oh, and he also showed me Superman and Lois last week. You know, like the new CW show with Tyler Hoechlin, which I don't care about DC or DC superheroes, but I do care about Tyler Hoechlin because I have affection for him from when I was really obsessed with Teen Wolf. And so, yeah, that was nice. It was like kind of melodramatic in the way that CW shows can be, but it was overall like I had a good time. The production value was like really high, like super high. It was fun. I don't know if I'm gonna like necessarily watch that unless he adds that to our like weekly roster, and like every week he comes over and we watch that show and we watch whatever the Marvel show of the week is. But yeah, that's been really nice. It's just nice to catch up with him. We have like an 8-year age gap, so like I feel like for a lot of my life it was really hard to connect with him, but now that we're both like adults, it's just like a little bit easier. And so it's been nice to like just like have him come over and we just like chat. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about is I don't really talk about finances in this video, but I'm very proud of myself in terms of financial stuff. I got my work bonus, used a chunk of that to pay back a friend who I've owed money to for a while. I finally paid that off, and then when my tax refund hits, my tax return, I will get another chunk of change that I can send to my dad to pay off what I owe him. And with that all accounted for, most of my non-student loan debts will pretty much be out of the way, which will be awesome and like a huge relief off my shoulder, because that hasn't happened in like almost 3 years pretty much. Like since I got Luna basically. I was like, I have been putting off opening an RSP for like 3 years, even though I probably should have like opened one up as soon as I got a job, but I just didn't do it. I finally kicked my ass and did that this year. So that's been good. And I think again, once I finish paying off these people, I can finally like actually start saving money, which is something I think I should have started doing way sooner, but I can finally start doing that, which is gonna feel really good, I think, to just like have like the stability of knowing that I have savings, which is something I've never really had before. If I actually like stop impulse buying shit and commit to like saving a certain amount of money, I think I will be in a much better place this time next year. Your girl is gonna stop impulse buying nail polish and actually have to plan out her nail polish purchases instead of getting really excited when a brand releases a new nail polish line that she really wants and just like impulse hitting the buy button. We're gonna have to actually start planning, because we're gonna have to commit more to saving and just like being more financially stable and wise and taking better use of our money. The other thing is, I think this is like my 6th month maybe on YouTube or something like that. Feels like September, October, November, December, January, February. Yeah. I think I've been on YouTube for like 6 months now, which is like huge. I cannot believe I've actually like consistently been uploading weekly for 6 months and I have not missed a week. Your girl has been doing the damn thing and it's been fun. Like, you know, like I'm not like doing like huge numbers or anything, and like, my growth hasn't been crazy, but I've just been like having a good time with it. And I think that's the most important part. And the fact that I just like have committed for 6 months and not skipped a week has been very fun, very fresh, very good. And here's to another 6 months on this website. I think looking back on these 6 months and looking back on this like project so far, knowing that I'm like halfway through what it should be, is that like, I feel like when I started it, I did say I wanted to like get rid of this idea that I have this ideal version of myself in my head that I'm always working towards. But I feel like even though I said that, I was still kind of working towards that. Like I was like, okay, each month is gonna be like this huge change. And by the time I get to like September of 2021, I will have made enough of these huge changes that I will be like a completely different transformed person in September 2021. But now that I've been doing these updates and I have to like actually consciously like sit around and be like, okay, well, what have I worked on this month? It's like the changes have been so much smaller, but also like so much more impactful. Like I feel like because I'm taking stock of all the little things, I'm much more appreciative of how those things are helping me grow as a person. And so even though like maybe like to someone on the outside looking in, I don't look or feel all that different. I like on the inside, because I'm actually like actively like more aware of like the ways I'm doing good or I'm doing bad. I feel like I've grown so much over the past 6 months, and I'm like really excited for the next 6 months. So that's been really nice. So yeah, I think what my goals are for March, gonna pull together some fun spring outfits, I think. Just do some more cleaning, get a frame for my Unis Honest poster and put it up if possible. Do that wall scrubbing thing that I've wanted to do to just like get rid of some of the Luna spots. I'm gonna try to up how often I make my bed. I think the ideal would be to do it once every day, but I do want to just like up it to like maybe even 3 times a week. If I can hit that would be good. Again, up the teeth brushing, just like it's very consistent now, but I need to just up the frequency and keep that consistent too. The one thing I kind of want to do on the grooming front is I almost want to like start a skincare routine. Like I have all these skincare products, and every time I try to do a skincare routine, I like insert like 10,000 steps into it, and then I get tired and give up like immediately. But I think if I try to do a skincare routine that started out with like 2 or 3 products and maybe slowly built my way up to that, but mostly focused on like consistency of using those 2-3 products every day, that would be good for my skin, I think. And just, you know, stuff like that. Taking better care of my skin might be a nice kind of back burner goal to have. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not like committing to suddenly becoming like a skincare junkie or anything, but I have products, I have time, I might as well try to use them and take care of my skin a little bit better. I do want to, if I can get to like a drugstore or something, buy more of those like hairsprays. They're really fun. Like I said, I want to like try to incorporate more of them into my routine. They give my hair like a weird, like they definitely do the thing I don't like, which makes your hair feel super producty. And they're kind of messy, like you get the color everywhere, like you touch like for like days afterwards until I like washed it out of my hair. Like even when it looked like it was gone, I could still touch it on my hair and like get like, if I like really rubbed my hair, like it would still come off. So they're a little bit messy, but I think if you just like watch to not like rub your hair on anything, it's like still fine. And I just think they're fun, you know? Or you can just put them in on like, and then like wash it out immediately after, and then you won't have to deal with any of the mess, but they're just so fun. I do want to get more and try more. In terms of nutrition, I'm just gonna keep having my shakes, have more veggies, eat that watermelon radish. I do need to check in with my roommates on what our farm share is doing, because I think the farm share we had was like a winter farm share, so I need to check in with them on if we're signing up for like a spring one or like what the deal is with that, because I don't think we have another box coming this month, but I could be wrong. And yeah, definitely hydrate more. My lips feel super dry, so yeah, I want to hydrate more, and not just drink when I feel thirsty, but drink when I like just plan to drink more, even if I'm not thirsty, because hydration is good. And I think I would be better off if I was less of a, to quote my friend Elaine, a crispy bitch. And I think on the Karamo front, I think I want to keep socializing. That's been good. I think I want to expand my socialization. I think, again, I feel like I really hold back on reaching out to people because I feel like I'm going to bother them. So they probably think I don't like them very much, but I feel like I should reach out, even if it feels a little bit awkward, to like some people that I really admire, that like I was kind of like friends with in school, but maybe not like as close as like I would want to be. Like maybe reach out to those people and just like check in with them and like see how they're doing and like catch up somehow, even if it's virtually. I just like want to like expand my social circle a little bit. I want to finish Empire of Sand. I want to continue playing my video games. I want to try to up the workouts again, maybe not to 3 times a week, but at least maybe get it to 2 times a week. That would be good. Maybe not the guitar, because again, I'm so apprehensive about cutting my nails, but definitely like at least one drawing session, I think, in March. Sounds reasonable. And yeah, again, just get more Luna on a more consistent training schedule would be good. That's it, I think. I don't know if this one was all that interesting, but I feel like internally, I feel like I've grown a lot this month. So, and I feel good. I think that's the most important thing, is I feel very good. I don't feel mad at myself. I don't feel angry at myself. I'm not sad about things. I just feel like very like, I don't know, like hopeful and optimistic, which is like weird because I feel like I used to be such a negative and like very pessimistic and always just like, you know, like, then I still internally sometimes I'm like, well, what is the point of everything? Like if you watch my death video or my birthday video, you know I have like existential spirals all the time, but I think the better I feel about like how I am as a person, the less I like focus on that stuff that I have no control over. So I don't know, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm dancing around the house, I'm singing. Yeah, I don't know. Things have been going good. Very excited to see what merch is for me. So I am going to wrap this up, but if this was an interesting video to you, if you could drop a like down below, that would be awesome. If you could subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate that. I post new videos every Wednesday. And if you want to follow me on other social media, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.